When your old career gives you lemons, throw in some ice, mix in some vodka, and call it a podcast. From the Mac of All Trades studio in Fairport and driven by Victor Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, it's Billified, the Bill Moran Podcast.
Welcome. Thanks for getting your pot on. Thanks for telling a friend. That's how we spread the word about the pirate ship. Word of mouth. Word of mouth. Very powerful thing, I believe. Still, in today's day and age.
Oh, absolutely.
So.
Start a rumor, man. Don't get halfway around the world before the truth's putting its socks on.
What is, you got a New York Yankee shirt.
Yes.
And a what baseball
Newark Pilots. They are a PGCBL team. College baseball, you can't play for your college during the summer, so they have like the Cape Cod
this
League.
Is like Newark, New York?
The Newark, our Newark, like Racing Randy Newark.
Wait, we can go see this?
Oh yeah,
I would go watch the game.
They play. I can get his tickets.
I would love.
I'm good friends with the owner, Bob Ullman. Bob Ullman owns the Ullman Theater, the oldest family-owned movie theater in America. Okay. It's in Lyons. He's from Lyons. He was a home builder in Raleigh, North Carolina, owned St. Lawrence Homes, moved back to the area about 15, 20 years ago, and he owns three PGCBL teams. He owns the Newark Pilots, he owns the Geneva Red Wings, and he owns, I believe, the Auburn Double Days.
Really?
Yeah.
And do they pay these kids?
I think they have jobs and stuff, but they like house them and they feed them and stuff. The kids pay to play ball, and then they make that money back through jobs and stuff like that. But yeah, it's a way to like keep the kids playing ball during the summer because their season ends in May.
Yeah.
So like June 1st to August 31st, or June 1st through July 31st, they're playing.
Okay.
So
this wraps quick.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's got to keep you playing, because then they go back to their schools and they're like playing fall ball and all that other stuff.
When we got to get him on.
Yeah, we could do that.
I would love to get him in.
Mm-hmm.
Be interesting.
Great dude. Great story.
Yeah. I'd love to hear that story. Huh.
Big Carolina Hurricanes fan. When they won the Cup in 2006, they had to beat the Sabres to get there. He was a big sponsor of the Carolina Hurricanes, so he got to spend, his wife got to spend the night with a cup.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. That's a big deal.
Yeah.
That's a big deal. Jameson is here tonight too, but he had Taco Bell with a buddy and just said he decided to blast one and then said, I think I need to go to the bathroom. And that was the way it was. But he and I had a little moment.
A tete-a-tete.
Well, I guess a tete-a-tete. I know exactly what happened, but I feel like it's a technicality. So we could bring it before Judge Dan and let, because
Dun.
yeah.
This is the defendant, Jameson Moran.
He's so when he gets back in here after emptying out his Taco Bell, we'll see. But yeah, I was
it's hard to unring that bell, buddy.
It's been an interesting little run these past couple of days. My dad did have his surgery on his hip, and all according to what I understand, it went fine. It went well, or as well as it could go.
I heard they inserted the linchpin that they found in the Epstein client list that they can't release into your father's hip.
They got to hide it. They got to hide
they got to hide it in your father's hip. So he must be good for another 20 years.
So they so that went well, and I don't know. After that, my brother says he's been kind of in and out of it since then. I think morphine makes you hot.
Yeah,
like, it warms you up.
Yes, it does.
So I think he's been.
People love
laying
it.
out like naked on his bed, and my brother's like, I don't know what's happening. So, but that's the case there. Let me see if I can find. This is what I was looking for. Hang on. I want to just.
My father was in hospice. He was on so much morphine. He was telling the nurse, "Jack it up. Let's go. I want to get out of here. I want to see Jesus."
Yeah.
I'm not joking.
I want to see Jesus.
I'm not going anywhere else. Let's go. Let's go.
Okay, Jameson. We're bringing it before Judge Dan.
All
just
right.
to see if my technicality is a technicality or not.
You want me to tell him what happened?
Well, you can tell what happened.
Well, you're the prosecutor. You start, and he's the defendant.
Okay, yeah.
You got to bring the case
I'm
up.
bringing the case.
Okay.
Can I bring the case? All right. It's what we talked about in the car.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So Jameson went to a friend's birthday yesterday. And he's been wanting to get together with another friend, but that friend lives in Greece.
Okay.
And that friend was going to come over and spend the night with us and then go to the party with Jameson. And for whatever reason, couldn't. And I was not driving to Greece. I had other things happening and work stuff. So I go, if he can get here, that's fine. Otherwise, no. Well, he wasn't able to get here. So Jameson then last night calls me from the party, and I'm waiting to pick him up. And I figured 10 o'clock would be the drop dead date. Don't make
on a Monday night.
On a Tuesday night.
Tuesday night.
Yes.
10 o'clock. That's pretty reasonable.
Yeah. So I figured that would be cool. And then I get a call about 9 something, and it says, hey, if my buddy's who lives on the West Side's mom drives me, can I go there? And I, at first, want to say no, and I hear, because you could probably anticipate the words coming out of my mouth. I hear, oh, come on, Dad, I haven't seen this guy in forever. We don't get to hang out, blah, blah, blah. And I thought, okay. And in my head, I'm thinking, this young man is at the party.
Your fault.
You'll get your turn. You'll get your turn. Don't make me go Judge Judy on you. You'll get your turn.
Hang on. So I figure the young man is at the party because he says his mother will give me a ride. And I say back, if you can get a ride, you can go.
Boom.
Okay?
Now my
Why am I getting not done presenting my case? I'm not done presenting my case.
Hey.
Stand by.
Rusty.
Stand by.
Where's Rusty the bailiff?
So I then get a text message that says, what was it, like, on my way? And I'll read it because I have it. I have the text message.
What's the story?
Excuse me. Excuse me. You are correct. That is how I began it. But let me see if I can find the exact. Ooh, we haven't texted in a while, have we? Either that or I've been getting a lot. I got Greg Connors, Alex, Michelle.
Wow, you're a pretty popular guy.
Aldo. I got to do the Aldo thing. That's a good
I get texts from my wife from the other room.
Nope. My brother.
Mr. Moran, you need to move this case along.
My friend Kevin Van Valkenburg.
Dude, come on, type my name in the search and go to our messages.
Hang on.
You're so old.
The defendant has a point.
I can't find.
The defendant has a point.
I can't find it.
Bro, search.
All right, I'll go in there.
Are we scoring this court case Savannah Banana style?
Yes.
Okay.
I think we should call a mistrial.
No. I will make that decision.
No mistrial. All right, here we go. Messages of Jameson. Okay. All right, here we go.
Dear
Yesterday.
Dear
Okay.
Dad.
I'm
your biggest fan.
Yeah, right.
Wait, no, that's not even working. It says see all.
Oh my God.
Sounds like the opening to Riders.
Go to Marcus's to do what? He's on his way. Can I do you have it? Because I cannot find it. It's not coming up, and now I'm getting annoyed.
This is your chance, Mr. Defender. Could you state the evidence for the case?
All right, hang on. Maybe
the state of New York.
Nope, I'm not seeing anything.
By the way, you know all court shows use New York's laws.
They do?
Yeah.
Oh, why?
I don't know.
Even if they're shot in Cali?
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't. Can you find it, Jameson? Because I cannot, and I'm getting pissed off.
Jordan's getting me. What? Question mark with an exclamation point. He's on the way to get me.
Who's Jordan? Who is Jordan?
To do what? Go to Marcus's house. Fuck no.
Yeah.
The last message I had from you.
Okay.
Then you called me. You also lied to me saying you're at the studio. You weren't at the studio.
Hey.
I was at the studio
No,
prior. Yes, I was.
Doing what?
I was here doing commercials last night. Yes, I was. And then I went over to Mulconry's because Damien and I had talked, and he called me, and
you were at Mulconry's when you called me and said you're at the studio because it was the same background chatter that there was when you were at Mulconry's.
That is not true.
Your bag was at the house.
No, my bag was not. I went home and got my bag.
Your bag was at the house.
Of course, because I drove right from the dealership out to there, and then I went and got my bag and came here. Ha.
Yeah, when Jordan came to pick me up, your bag was at the house. When you said that you were at the studio.
You weren't at the house.
Yes, I was. I was at the house when Jordan got me. AJ's dad took me back to the house. Look, you caught in a lie. Look
I'm not caught in a lie.
Yeah, you are now.
No, I'm not.
So was your bag at the house or was your bag not at the house?
No.
Was your bag at the
Hold on,
house?
hang on, Mr. Defendant.
Hang on a second.
Hang on.
I never even knew you got a ride back to the house.
Where the hell did you think Jordan picked me up?
At Marcus's or what about AJ's?
You didn't fly. You didn't fly to his
AJ went
house.
to his dad's house.
God, Jameson.
They said that they were going to give me a ride. I kept calling you. Actually, I called you 4 times. No pickup. No answer. You weren't taping a podcast. You were writing. You were doing commercials. You could have picked up that phone and you didn't. That's your fault. I got a ride home from his dad. No problem. He offered. Okay. Your bag was when I called you from the house.
Yes.
And you said you're at the studio.
Yes.
Your bag was right in front of my feet.
What was in the bag, Mr. Moran?
Well,
His
my computer.
How about any bloody gloves or?
But I
evidence?
went home and got the stuff.
Okay.
I'll
Okay.
play the commercial. Well,
Whatever.
it doesn't matter.
Whatever.
Point
Okay.
is.
Now.
But I didn't know you went home.
Okay.
I'm still not understanding
all right.
what the problem is.
Y'all are
Okay,
pissing me
so
off.
the-
okay, hold on.
No,
Let me get to it.
No.
Hold on.
So now that I can't get a ride from Marcus's mom because she had just got out of the hospital for
But
something-
time out. You made
My
it sound
God.
like Marcus was at the party.
That's your fault for interpreting it that way, not my fault. It's
Whoa,
not what I said.
whoa! We have no room for interpretation in this court. You need to present all the evidence.
Yo, Judge, I'm presenting
you
my
misled
case.
your father.
All right,
How
present
about
your
you
case.
put a fucking cork in it,
Jameson!
Judge? Jesus.
Jameson.
One of the 4 agreements. Don't make assumptions.
Whatever.
Well, that was what I did.
So that's what Bill did.
Yes.
So,
Okay,
So-
go ahead.
but what?
Here's
Okay, here's
So
what's the
listen-
crime?
oh my
What's the crime?
God.
What's the crime though? What's
Okay,
the
go
crime?
ahead.
What's the crime?
Manipulation.
No. What's the crime? What's the
I
actual
didn't want
crime?
him
Exploitation.
No, not exploitation.
Yes,
exploitation.
Oh,
Yeah,
the
using my
state.
brother.
The state needs to put the
Manipulation.
crime out.
That's exploiting
Okay.
my brother.
You're the accused. The state needs to put the crime out. Go ahead. What was the crime? What was
The crime was I said
What?
I did not want anybody. If you were getting a ride from Marcus's mom, that was fine. If you didn't have a ride from her mom, I didn't want you
I
going.
didn't say that.
Well, okay. I said if you can get a ride,
If you-
meaning that you made it sound like that kid was at the party and his mother was picking him up and going to take you with him. That's not what happened. Now I'm finding out. I didn't even know you went home. I just thought Jordan picked you up at the party and drove you to Marcus's. And when I found out Jordan was driving him, I'm like, no, absolutely not. So he
And why
took
is
my
that?
technical
And why is that? Why can't Jordan come get me?
because that's ridiculous.
But that's my brother.
I understand it's your brother, but I didn't want you going there to begin with. And when it wasn't going to work out that way, I just figured, no, I don't want this. And you pulled it on a technicality and you knew what you were doing. And
Because I just listened to what you said. You literally told me.
yes,
You said, as long as you have a ride. Okay,
Yes.
I can get a
I
ride.
did.
Let me just
Children will always.
hold on. Now, so
Yes.
when I plead my case, you keep cutting me off. When he does it, you don't cut him off. Pop his cock out of your mouth. I have to
Jameson!
plead my case. bro.
Jameson!
This
Actually,
is ridiculous. I got dragged in here, bro. I don't want to do this.
Would
You
you
made
talk
me
that way
come
to
here.
Judge Judy?
I
You
would talk that way to
No,
Judge
Jameson!
She would strangle you.
It's a
She would
fake
in a
court.
court of law. No, it's
What a
real.
tour that's set up
Those are
for.
real law. Those are real
That
laws.
was all
Whatever.
real court.
No, I know,
Say
my
your-
own-
go
my-
ahead. Say your
Whatever.
piece. Say your piece.
So you said as long as you can get a ride. All right, as long as I can get a ride. Originally, I'm like, Jordan, I get paid Friday. I can just shoot you the money right after if you can just order me an Uber. He's like, no, I can't do that. Not unless you can, I can send you some money real quick and you do it. I'm like, I can't do that, unfortunately. He calls me back. He said, I'll just drive you. Okay. He comes. He's on the way now. He said, is everything set? Is everything, did dad say anything? I'm like, no. I mean, he said, as long as I have a ride. Marcus say anything? Marcus said I could come. Mom knows about this. I'm like, all right, if mom's saying yes and you always say yes and she always says no, then I don't see why it would be a problem. Jordan's on the way, 10 minutes away. I tell you, I'm like, Jordan's on the way. Fuck no. Whoa. For what? Why are you cussing at me now all of a sudden? Now I'm on the way to
All right, yeah.
all I'm doing when I go to Marcus's anyway is just hang out with him, Jai, Jermaine,
Yes, his
and
friends.
Marcus.
I got it.
And
got it.
yeah, mom knows these people, so it's not
Okay,
like these
it
are
wasn't-
strangers. Anyways,
Your mom?
you said his family owns WDKX, and my mom sold them their first
All
sales.
right, all right. Whatever. Go on.
So now,
The Mars.
Yes.
Marcel. Okay.
so so you say as long as I can get a ride. I call Jordan, I get a ride. I'm like, all right, everything's set. That's my case. There's nothing wrong there. I also didn't want to sleep there because if you know what's going on, I'm not going to put that out there because it's none of the listeners' business. But you know how the house was. And you kept making it seem like this house is fucking filthy every day. Every day you said that. Don't interrupt me.
I'm not interrupted.
You
I
just
haven't
interrupt
said
me.
anything. I didn't say anything. Go.
Keep going.
No.
Stop.
Go.
Stop. Okay. That's There it is. That's it. What's the problem with my case? Then he's interpreting it the wrong way.
I think all right. I'm gonna rule on this.
Yeah, let's hear.
I think your father, in this case, okay. So people will always look for loopholes in law, and yes, technically there was a loophole. It was an interpretation. If you could get a ride, you could go, and you got Jordan to do it. I think your father didn't want Jordan to do it. He thought that was ridiculous. He thought somebody else who was already part of the party, would be able to do that. So really, the case gets thrown out on a technicality of misinterpretation. However, your father probably had a reason why he didn't want you to go. Would you like to state that for the record, Mr. Moran?
What's that reason?
That I didn't want you to go? Because I wanted you home. We already had some other things happening earlier in the week, and I thought I was being nice letting you go to the party.
And I was just asking if I could go to
Well,
Marcus's.
then you said, no, you kept pushing for Marcus
And
all the time. Can you drive? Can you do this? And I said, I can't. And then it kept, you made it sound like, and you did, that Marcus was at the party.
No, I did not. I said was that his mom could come take me because look, I'll read the message.
It's fine. But my point is that you know what my impression was, and so that's what it was. Now to find out that you went home, I didn't even know you were home. That's crazy. That's crazy.
A lot going on there.
Look, let me read me and Marcus's messages.
Can I read for the court?
No, you're not going through my phone.
Well, I'm
He's
the judge.
Going through your phone. He's just going to read the. Right,
am I going to see like microscopic penis shots? What? Oh, look at those.
Mothballs.
Those aren't poops.
He said, y'all can come to my house tonight. I said, can I get a ride? He said, I'll ask my mom, but they're on blah, 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 blah. AJ can't come. And I'm like, all right. He said, yeah, let me go ask my mom. Yeah. She said, yeah.
Okay.
But I still thought she was giving you a ride.
Then she said, no. Then I'm like, all right, I still want to go. I'm allowed to go on both sides. You said, as long as you get a ride. That's not a loophole. That's what he told me.
Yes.
I can get a ride. Now I go get a ride.
Can I get a ride with Marcus's mom? Marcus's mom is going to pick me up.
Is that what you wrote?
Yeah, that's what he said to me.
Because that's what I was told.
I said.
So none of this is my fault.
Oh, I see. So okay. So after you said if Marcus's mom could give me a ride, can I go? And then you said if you could get a ride, you could go under the interpretation and the auspices of if Marcus's mom is bringing you. See, that's
doesn't matter.
No.
But that's not a loophole. That's what he said. Actually, that's not how it went.
It's in the context of the conversation.
How did it go?
No.
How did it go?
I said, I have a ride. You said, no, you don't. I said, Marcus's mom will come get me. You said, no, she won't. I said, yeah, she will. She just said, yeah. Then you said, as long as you have a ride, not going off of his mom.
Okay, well,
going off of me having a ride.
Okay.
You said, no, you don't. And I'm like, yeah, I do.
Okay.
And you said, his mom won't take you. And I said, yeah, she will. And then you said, as long as you can get a ride. As long as you can get a ride. As long as you can get a ride.
Understand.
Not going off of Marcus's mom can get me. You responded with, no, she won't. Or,
no, we talked this. You called me.
Yeah, and you said, no, you can't. I said, Marcus's mom will get me. No, she won't. Then I said, yes, she will.
Okay, all right, Jameson. I don't remember. I do not recall that part. All I recall you saying is, can I go to Marcus's if Marcus's mom gives me a ride? And I'm assuming then in my head that Marcus isn't at the party and she's coming to pick him up.
Right.
My bad
right.
for that assumption. My bad.
But I mean,
it's fine.
In the context of the conversation,
you had a nice time. All is well.
Came back home.
Yes.
Jordan's been used, manipulated. Oh,
I didn't say that.
Mom said that.
I didn't say. Okay, I didn't.
From fucking what?
Stop. Right now. Stop. I did not.
Because his brother asked him for a ride and told him how the house was when he left, and then when I come back, it's completely different all of a sudden. That's not my fault. That's just poor timing.
This whole thing sounds like a Warren G song.
Well, I don't even know. The house is fine. Everything's fine at the house.
I don't want to hear anything when we get back then.
All I say to you all the time is it's a mess and you need to clean your bathroom.
And I cleaned my bathroom.
Okay.
And you are always saying it's
talking to the mic.
I need to clean this up. I need to do this. I need to do that.
Yes.
There's this in the house. There's that in the house.
Yes.
So I told Jordan exactly what you're saying. Exactly what you've been saying. Then Jordan makes it seem like we're in a fucking trap house, and we're not.
We're not.
So that's his fault for taking it that way. Your fault for interpreting it that way, and not my fault for interpreting it anyway. Because I've been listening to what everybody's been saying.
You're innocent.
I listened to what Marcus said by saying his mom will take me.
Okay.
No. I listened to what you said.
You're innocent.
I'm
I got
innocent.
it. Yeah, you're
Okay,
innocent.
then.
You're innocent.
So I shouldn't be
Start
in trouble
calling him
for this.
Juice.
You're innocent. You shouldn't be in trouble.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Well, has there been a punishment that's meted out?
No.
Okay, then what's the
There hasn't
problem?
been anything.
So what's the issue?
The issue was that I wasn't comfortable with him going to any of these things because of an incident that happened earlier in the week. I thought I was being nice and allowing that.
Do we want to talk about that?
No, I don't.
Okay.
And then I thought in my mind that it was a simple, she's coming to the party to pick the kid up, so it's not a big deal, just go home. And I thought, you know what? Fine. Summertime, cool. Here I am thinking I'm being cool.
Is this guy playing his case again? Like, can we just do a
So
throwback?
No.
here's my ruling. here's Judge Judy's
Jameson's
ruling.
innocent.
No, here's the situation. What I didn't realize that there were priors. Okay, which adds a whole level of context to this that I was not aware of. So we're gonna have to suspend this case until we find out. We go to an appellate court and figure out what happened before that. Is it an
We
appellate
did
court?
what happened. We didn't. We
No,
do
no,
know
no,
what
no,
happened
no, no,
before
no,
this.
no, we don't. No.
Which was
you
not-
know what
I
I'm
don't-
annoyed with.
I don't know what that's. I
You
don't
know what I'm annoyed with, and I want,
Oh
and
my
I
God. Okay,
I will
and
tell you,
said-
and I didn't put you on lockdown, and I didn't say anything. That's
and
bullshit.
you said-
Because you're going to say something,
I
and
didn't
that's
say
not true.
anything.
I did never said that about this.
Say what about what?
I never said it.
If this was
Said
just,
what? What the fuck are you
If
talking
this were
about?
Well, what are you saying?
I don't know. I'm
Okay,
asking you what the fuck you guys are talking
whoa,
about.
whoa.
We're
You
all
know,
clueless here.
you know what we're talking about. An incident earlier in
Yeah.
the week.
Yeah, I know what
yes.
you're talking about, but then you said I'm not going to punish you. Just blah blah blah.
No,
blah,
I
Go
didn't.
on.
No, I didn't say that.
I was on the phone with mom when it happened. So what
Yes,
are you talking about?
I said I'm not dealing with this. Is what I said right now.
And you said
Right
I'm
now.
not going to punish you. I'm not going to yell at you because that doesn't work. Blah 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 blah.
Yes, but I am tightening. I said to you, I'm tightening things up,
Okay.
and part of that was
then
no
tighten
parties
things-
and stuff.
And I went to the party
Yes.
and I went to my friend's house
Yes.
because you told me I
All
could
right.
go.
All right.
So
I'll throw up the white flag and say I lost on this one, but this shit ends now. And I'm saying that.
Okay,
it
bro.
ends now. Don't give me okay, bro. I'm not kidding. This shit ends now. I'm dead serious. Because now you're pissing me off
For what?
a lot.
For what?
Because this stuff ends
I'm
now.
literally just
because you're going to be so cool and everything. Hey, bro,
this
this
I'm
stuff
participating in something that you wanted to do.
All right,
which
fine.
was bash me on your fucking.
Ends. I didn't want to
podcast.
bash you. I wanted to just say it was
Wait,
a
wait,
technicality.
I was have a case. I think from what I've gathered from this is, in the context of just the before I learned about the priors that still I'm not aware of. In the context of this case, you being once 15 years old and you now being 15 years old, you could see how a loophole could be looked at.
I would have taken the loophole
Yeah,
and run
exactly
right through
right.
it.
So you could identify.
I would've
So
run right through
it is funny that he beat you at your own game, even though your context was being misled
Yes.
by him,
All
because in the context of this kid's mom was going to give him a ride, not like if you can get a ride,
Yes.
because you're in the middle of something, you were distracted.
I'm a what?
You're a baby, bro. You wanted to do this, and then once I tell everything that happened, and you're wrong, now you want to start pointing and yelling and pointing and yelling at me, bro, and scolding me for what, bro? For what? Why did you want to do this? This is embarrassing for me and good for you. And he's being a fucking smart ass right here. I don't care if I've known you my whole life. I don't have respect for you.
I'm sorry.
Jameson.
This is the defendant, Dan Borello. I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh. I'm trying to make light of this.
No, I know. I was annoyed because I felt like I was misled.
Yes, you were.
And then it becomes this whole thing, and he's going to prove that he's right, but he gets so disrespectful and obnoxiously rude. I'm out of my mind. I don't know whether to. I don't know what to do.
Yeah,
I don't know what to do.
I don't envy you in that situation because
And
I'm trying.
This
I'm
right
thinking,
here was
I didn't-
absolutely
see, I didn't-
fucking disgusting, and I'm pissed.
I didn't think that he would. I didn't think he would get like that. I thought we were all playing along, but
Yeah.
I'm not concerned about it.
No, but
I
I
don't
am.
care. I know as a father, I would be.
I'm
I get
pissed.
that.
I'm pissed.
I'm not taking it personally. I don't take stuff personally. But yeah,
Now I don't know what to do with this. I'm like,
we got to keep it
well,
on.
I guess the good, the bad, and the ugly. I got to put it out there, right?
But,
the good, the bad, and the
I
ugly.
mean, he just, it's funny how we took things so seriously at that age, and then we look back and realize how silly it is. And I think he will one day, I mean, probably tomorrow,
Maybe.
but Yeah, I could see how you didn't want Jordan to have to get get his brother to drive all
I
the way
didn't
across
want him
town.
going over there because I'm not real comfortable with the situation.
Yeah.
So I will just put it that way.
Mhm.
And when it was down to, and I was under the auspice that the kid was at that's all. I thought that's
Mhm.
fine. When I find out that's not the case, and there's been this urgent pull to get over there, and now you're getting your brother to go, it's kind of annoying.
Yeah.
And
You're the dad.
and I feel like manipulated.
Yeah.
And then it's like, well, can I spend another night? And I said no. And I'm running around doing a lot of things.
You got a lot going on.
I got my father having surgery today. I'm getting updates on that. I'm trying to do a bunch of other stuff. And now I got to drive across town to get you at a place that I didn't want you to begin with.
Yeah.
I'll just say that. And so this, well, there you go. Now you got to see the real ugly side. You got to see the real ugly side. Because this is the stuff that
you deal with on a daily basis.
on a daily now. And you know what? I'm gonna get a ton of shit
from who?
From a lot of people, but in my family about putting this out. But I'll put it out. I'm gonna put it out because it's there.
The only people that matters are the two people in the room.
It's real and it's raw. And I'll just say that. All right, we'll take a moment.
Yeah, towel.
And we'll be right back.
just the other day, he came to the world in the usual way.
Dude, we're going, this is Bill's kid. This is absolutely the loophole. But then
he learned to walk while I was away.
He was a NICU kid, right? He was born.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could probably blame them.
No,
Blame the NICU people.
look, the thing is, like, there's a lot right now, and whatever. I don't know.
No, it's
I'm embarrassed. I shouldn't have done this. I did, and I am going to air it. I am going to drop this episode, and it's going to come back to probably haunt me. But I will say this: you will get the good, the bad, and the ugly, the warts, all of it. I'm just going to let it out there. And now his mother's calling me.
oh good. Just put her on.
No, Jesus
Oh,
Christ!
I'd love to talk to her.
No.
Okay.
I am not.
Just let it out, Billy.
Yeah, it's just like, come on, man. Can I
Right.
just have a fucking day where I can come up for some goddamn air?
Like I even said during the break, I go, and to think this isn't even the worst thing going on in your life.
No,
right now.
and it's just like, I got my dad stuff going on. Oh, no. All right. You know what? I'm going to pause here just a second.
We're going to pause for station
I'm just
identification.
going to pause.
This is Billified,
just
the
for
Bill Moran podcast.
1 second. And here we go. Hang on.
Brought to you by
Hang on.
Victor Chrysler Dodge Jeep.
Let me just,
At least when you're fighting with your son, you'll be fighting.
and we're back.
And the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon.
Yeah. I guess I don't know. I don't know what to do with this now. Now I feel like I can't air it. Like drop it as a podcast.
You want to start over? We can start over. I got all night, dude.
No.
I'm going to Rhode Island tomorrow.
I have
which really isn't
I have
an
things
island.
I have things I need to do. maybe I'll edit it to make to go. I'm in it. Jameson's innocent, and I'll end it there on the audio portion of it.
Okay.
But it went out live.
Make sure you
so,
keep the director's cut.
you know,
Because we have to let this will all pass. This is just teenage angst.
yeah, but then it gets worse, and then I stupidly sunk to a level I don't want to sink to. I don't.
I know. I get it.
But I've had it in my life. I've had it with things. I feel like that there's no appreciation. There's no understanding. There's no, and I don't. I just kind of let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Just let it go. Well, now it's come down to this, and the worst part of what is going to air, not going to air, whatever, is that. I guess I don't know. Maybe I need a professional's opinion on this in some way. I feel like I don't even know. I don't even know anymore.
You've been through a lot.
Yeah, but I just
and so I challenge anybody to try to sort and navigate through everything you've been through in the last week, month, year, 3 years, and do it as well and as good a job as you have, considering all the factors and the fact that your son wanted to come live with you.
Yeah.
His dad.
Yeah.
And if you really boil this down, it really is silly when you think about it.
The whole thing is silly.
That's why we did the People's Court thing.
I thought it was a funny thing. It was more on a technicality. Yeah. And then he presented his case.
Yeah, and he was actually getting me to come around.
He was. So we can leave it at that.
Technically, I ruled in his favor until I found out there were, other stuff.
I don't know. It just, it's like.
And I wasn't making fun of Jameson.
No, I know you weren't.
I was trying to have fun for the podcast for the listeners. Like I'm trying to be Judge Judy because that's what Judge Judy does. Let him talk. Let him talk. But yeah. But
then I went to a place that I haven't gone in a long time, and I don't like going there, and I shouldn't have done it. And I said things to somebody that were very wrong, and but that's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the end of that. So yes,
we're live.
What?
They know that you just called my mom yelling at her?
I didn't call your mom yelling at her. I did not call your mom.
You did not call your mom.
I did not call your mom. No, I did not call her. I did not call her.
Okay, she called you.
Yes.
And you said, go ask him why he left Alabama. Now you have her crying, and you call her some bad things, bro. What's your problem? That's my mom. Your dad, I don't think your dad ever called your mom and talked to you like that. You didn't have to deal with that. What do you think that's like? Both of my parents are split, bro. What's that like? My mom's asking me why I left her. She's acting like I just forgot about her and I don't love her anymore. What's your problem, bro? You have her thinking like that. That's my mom, bro. She gave me life. You don't do that to my mom. That's my mom. That is the person that you fucked so I could be here, bro. Both of my brothers. What's your problem? That's their mom too. You just disrespected them.
It's not a conversation I had with you, nor would I tell you about it. It's none of your business. It does matter. It's none of your business. It is none of your business.
I don't know. I guess you sat here and watched it too, bro. And I mean, got a problem with you too.
Why?
Because he's fucking just sat here and let it happen. He's your friend. He should have called you out on it. I don't want to hear nothing from you.
You know what? I don't want you to talk like this. I want you out. You go somewhere else.
Go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Move out?
No, I didn't say that. I said go somewhere else than this studio. I don't know. Go take a walk. You left before.
Go off air and talk to me about this.
Fine.
Come on, just take a walk with me. I'm not trying to sit here and yell at you.
Maybe we'll just wrap for tonight, Danny.
I had some Bill's thoughts. For mid-July, that's not easy.
Okay. All right. What are they?
So the Times Wayne County, I got 10 Bill's questions for training camp because camp's going to be in 2 weeks. So make sure you check it out. Actually, it ends up being 12 questions because I threw in a bonus one and then I asked another one after that. So, but a lot of stuff to look at for training camp coming up in another 2 weeks. That's all.
Okay. All right. Well, this will be good. And I apologize. But,
no, don't be. You have nothing to apologize.
Things went off the rails.
That's okay.
My fault. I take the full responsibility for flaming this one. I will end the first segment with Jameson saying that Jameson was innocent, and I will leave it at that. There will be Nothing else, and that'll be that. And there we go. All right. We try again tomorrow. Some days you just don't have it. For Dan Barillo, for Jameson, I'm Bill Moran. See you tomorrow.